right, let's talk this right now because we are all fans of cinema here. We like good movies. And I didn't go see this trash fire that is Furiosa. I didn't see it. I hated Fury Road. Did you guys see Fury Road?
Yeah, I hated it too.
Yeah. I
Yeah. I
I
hated it.
I saw Fury Road before I got that invested in the culture war and all that shit. So I didn't really
Mhm.
have a huge problem with it, other than the fact that Max is barely in it, and
I
he
just thought it was bad.
doesn't
Yeah.
say anything.
To me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is before I got involved in culture war shit. I just saw it on TV and it was just bad. And I hated it because
No.
I've seen the real Mad Max movies. Those are good,
Yeah, I
grungy
grew up with those.
movies. Yeah. Those are
Yeah.
great. I mean, Road Warrior, best one. Road Warrior is the
Dude,
best one. That's
watch Road Warrior on a faded VHS tape. It is gritty as shit.
So I love those original Mad Max movies. I think I've only seen the original part of the original once because that's not original wasn't really widely circulated on terrestrial television back in the day. But Road Warrior and Thunderdome, that shit was on all the time.
Oh yeah.
So I've seen those a ton of times. But they're great. But I didn't like Fury Road, and when they announced Furiosa, I thought, wait a minute. So we're gonna get a movie on this chick who was boring as shit in this movie that I already hated, and you're expecting me to go see this now? That ain't happening. So I didn't waste my time. I didn't even hate watch it to review it because it's not even worth my time. But I love it how they're trying to explain this horrible, horrible release weekend it's had, where it pulled in only 64 to 66 million. Positive reviews from who I've just seen Twitterati saying, and occasional people in chats going, it's not bad, but most I've heard it's really boring and pointless. And it suffers once again from prequelitis, a story without stakes, because we know where this chick ends up. I don't care if she loses her arm. We already knew she lost her arm in the other
Yeah,
movie.
she only had one arm when she was older and played by a South African.
Yeah. So I mean, it's no point. And then to the whole talk about that it beat out Garfield, which to me isn't a hard thing to do. Because let's be honest, Garfield has failed to translate multiple times outside of Garfield and Friends. It hasn't translated well from the specific type of medium of Saturday morning cartoons or the original comics. So
I didn't even know there was a new Garfield movie.
yeah, it's the Chris Pratt one. He's voicing it this time.
Huh.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, I like Chris Pratt, but I don't care about this. Listen. I haven't cared about Garfield in like 30 years, to be honest. I haven't. So, but so I see this Furiosa stuff, and I'm thinking to myself, and I see an article, I guess, on Show Rant, and my first thought is, wow, they're working really hard to try and create coping mechanisms for people who wanted this movie to work. And it's just kind of the overall thing of none of these movies this year at all, anywhere really, are working, are they? Have we had something that's truly been successful yet? We are going into June in 1 week, 6 months in, year is halfway over. And can we say there's been anything that's been remotely successful in the movie theaters?
No, they fail after fail. In fact, Gary was going over in his video, like, the Planet of the Apes fail. What else? Yeah, I can't remember them all, but he went over like the past 5 like movies that they were so sure were gonna make money, and they all
Yep.
ended up flopping.
Yep.
From yeah, it just
And
one after another.
a lot of them are Disney related.
Yeah, like Wish.
Yeah. They've got I guess Dune 2, you're right. Dune 2 is a success, but how much of a success is it that nobody cares about it anymore? It is to quote a certain type of phrase, it's completely fallen off. It's completely fallen off. What is this, Samuel?
Oh, don't play that on stream. I just
Oh.
put that in there for you later after, on your free time.
Oh.
You need to watch this video. It will change everything about Garfield for you. It's super fucked up.
Oh, I've seen that video. Holy
Are we gonna
crap.
ruin my childhood now?
Oh, much more than that. I'm going to ruin your entire, concept of what it means to exist.
God.
Yeah, it's that fucking awesome.
Here comes the tentacle. Here comes the tentacle. God damn it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Devil knows.
Devil's already been broken by this one. Now Adam needs to get broken too. It's not bad enough. Not bad enough. All the things I love in life have been ruined by woke culture. Now let's just have something that's just not ruined by woke culture, ruined by, gee, we're going to look too deep into this and stare into the abyss and have it blink at you and lose your mind. Yay! It's just what I want.
Yeah.
But back to what Kel's here. Dune 2. That's it. Dune 2. Lot of hype, a lot of build up, and yes, apparently it made some profit. I think it cleared 700 million. I saw recently, and it made its profit. And it's going to get a third movie, but there's the problem. One, as I said, who's talking about Dune anymore? Did it make new Dune fans for the books, or are these people who just showed up, watched the movie, liked what they saw in the movie, but then have gone on to other things since then?
It's done pretty well for reaction channels, but beyond that, if you don't watch reaction channels, if you're not in that sphere at all, nobody's talking about it. They're the only ones who are. Nobody's talking about Furiosa.
Nobody's talking about nobody, in general, these movies. Nobody's talking about movies because, let's be honest, and I've heard it mentioned now in the past 48 hours. I've heard this come up on other streams and other discussions. I've seen it in discussions on social media. The movie going experience is dying. In fact, it might even be dead. I mean, it's been dead for me for a very long time. I mean, you're talking about a kid. I've been going to movies since I was like 3, apparently. My mom took me to see movies at Star Wars and all this stuff. I saw Star Wars in the theaters, a real thing. Return of the Jedi. She took me to see original Disney Cinderella in theaters, stuff like that. And I sat through most of it before I ran down to the front of the theater to play with other kids who were playing in front of the screen. I've been going to theaters literally all my life, just until the past 10 years, where I said, that's it, I'm done. And I said, that's it, I'm done, because the movie theater experience has been ruined from my perspective. I watched as they increased the wait time between start of the film and actual film. When I was a kid getting taken to matinee films after school on Fridays with my mom or with friends, where we would sneak McDonald's in there and it'd be a great old time. And it was just the trailers and let's all go to the lobby, that kind of shit. And then boom, you're in the movie. And that's it. But no, now I've watched it stretch out to like a 45-minute jaunt between, even before the movie starts. They're coming at you before the lights dim. We go into trailer mode. They're coming at you with, oh, here's our website for the theater you're in, where we're asking trivia, play these games, get these points, subscribe. Constantly being assaulted by shit I don't care about. I'm here to see trailers in a movie and pay too much for popcorn if I'm really feeling bad about myself. I'm not here to be inundated by your garbage, but it's there. And then even when the lights dim, then it's another 20 minutes of commercials and crap like that. And unfortunately, the trailers all suck now too. There's nothing I ever want to see.
Yeah. The trailers, they give you 2 actual movie trailers. None of the movies any good. And then the commercials you see, because now they're all showing commercials, are the same ones you see beaten over your head on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all like, yeah, seen this one. Oh, yeah, whatever that is. I 100% agree with that. But I think the only way the movie, theaters are going to survive is they have to have something really creative that you can't get at home, because that's the problem. We've been blurring the line between home entertainment systems and movie theaters to the point where now you have people who pretty much have theaters in their house. They have the 72-inch screen with the actual leaning recliner movie seat set up. They have their own little popcorn machine. Why go to the movies now? So the only way they're going to be able to bring it back is having some really dramatic kind of thing, advance in technology that you're not going to be able to get at home, that would draw people back. But otherwise, I agree 100%. The movie
for me,
experience.
IMAX ain't it. IMAX ain't that thing.
No,
I don't give a fuck about IMAX. Never have given a fuck about IMAX. To me, sound isn't the greatest thing in the world. I want visuals. I'm happy with headphones or my goddamn TV speakers or computer speakers. I'm perfectly fine with that, because also I now can watch things. I can pause something. I can go take a pee. I can get better food from my own refrigerator, my own kitchen, than I can get in the movie theater. I don't want to pay $50 for popcorn and a soda with too much ice.
Yeah. So I'm old enough to remember when IMAX was a new thing and there were only a handful of them, and most of them were attached to natural history museums or observatories or that sort of thing, and they only ever showed educational films. Right. This was not the kind of thing where you'd go to watch like Die Hard. I mean, Die Hard would fucking rock in an IMAX, but that's not where you went to see it. You went to see documentaries on fucking Antarctica, shot from a helicopter's view over some of those 1,000-foot ice shelves kind of thing. And that's what that was for. It was not meant to be. But I think more to the point, more to y'all's point, Gary has talked about this over on Rodronics a number of times, and I think he's right. America broke the habit of going to the theater.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
We
I
spent
agree with
so
that.
long not doing it that going there's kind of a chore now. We're not in the habit of doing that anymore.
And to me, it's dehumanizing now. I remember the time, and both of you guys remember too, where there was a certain reward for getting to the theater early. I get to pick my
Mhm.
seat. I get to lock it down. I get exactly what I want. Now it's, oh, sorry, this has all been reserved. Sorry, you have to reserve your seat ahead of time. And even if it's reserved and there's nobody in the theater, if you decide to move one over, here comes fat Asian man and his wife, and this happened to me, to tell me, you're in my seat. And I look around, there's nobody else there. And I'm thinking, really? Really? We could sit anywhere we want, and you're going to make me move because this is the where you want. You could literally go up one behind me. There's nobody there. It's not that much a difference. Now I could also go up one behind me too, but it's a principle of the matter. This reserve seating bullshit. It dehumanizes all of us. It makes it it feels like an assembly line selection. Oh, here you go, here you go, here you go.
I luckily haven't had to deal with that. I live in the fucking sticks. You can still pick your seat here.
Yeah, I've dealt with it. The rare times I've gone to the movies in the past decade now, and it was mostly to finish out the MCU run because that was the one thing that got me in the theaters in the 2010s. Oh, MCU movie. Well, I'm finishing up phase 3, phase 2, phase 3. Now and then after that, I was like, why am I going? Oh, I went to see this for my channel. That was it. No, honestly, the last movie I could think I went to see, the last thing I went to see in the theater was Mario, and I really did it for the channel mostly. My nostalgia baited aside, I went to see it, and it wasn't fun. It's not like I made sure I ate a meal before I went there. I didn't get popcorn. I didn't get a soda. And
No, I
you know
never
what?
do. I never fucking do. That's added expense. They're already charging you up the ass
Yeah.
for just the ticket price
And
alone.
you just said it, Samuel. You guys remember $4.95 matinee price.
Mm-hmm.
At most, then for an evening, $6 and change for an adult. I pay $13 to $15 now if I go, maybe even more. It's been a while since I went again. Probably more.
Yeah.
There's a theater in my mom's hometown where you can still go in for like I think $350 for any ticket, any seat, but you have to
Wow.
wait 6 months for them to get the movie.
Uh,
6 months after release.
Yeah, and things are available within a month now because these things all do so badly. They dump them on streaming and digital immediately, and then get. What do you think I'm going to do? What do you think I'm going to do?
What do they expect? The family of four to fucking shill out $100 to freaking go see a Disney movie? What family
Yep,
can afford that?
dude. Gas prices are hiking up again right now where I'm eating, and I go to Costco and it's still almost $4. No, nothing. This shit should be your escapism, not crippling you.
Yeah.
So it's no wonder that people aren't going because, as we said, the experience is gone. It used to be a thing. Hey, listen, the movie's premiering Friday night. Now they stretch this shit out to Wednesday sometimes. There's no draw. And not to mention, there's nothing worth our time anymore. Devil said it. You're going to bring a family of four, waste the gas. The kids are not going to, they're not going to shut up and not say, oh, we'll be quiet and not get our candy and popcorn. No, they're going to want candy and popcorn. You could give them a whole dinner. They're going to still say, I want candy and popcorn because they're children.
Yeah.
They want it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I was a kid, I used to go sometimes for certain movie events. I went the full experience. I went hot dog. I went popcorn. I had the M&Ms because I
I
pour the
bet
M&Ms
you
in the
did.
popcorn, and they even got the chocolate ice cream cubes, the mini Klondikes. They were awesome. Sometimes I went the full thing for certain movie events for like cool stuff. I remember I think I did it for Jurassic Park because they had just built this massive new megaplex in Middletown, New Jersey. This massive one. I have no idea if it's still there. That's like 30 years ago. And that was when Jurassic Park came out, and it was they had the biggest concession stand I had ever seen as a kid. I had never seen it. They had everything. And for Jurassic Park, my mom said, "Yeah, go to town, kid. Enjoy it, because it's not like it's after school and we're sneaking into McDonald's. No, we're going as a family tonight." It was a family event movie because my mom had read the book. I don't know if my stepdad had read the book, but my mom read the book, and I had tried reading the book. It was a little above my reading comprehension at that time. I didn't quite grasp what was going on. I only got, I think, a third of the way through it. But it was an event, and she said, "Have fun. Have the hot dogs, have the candy, have the popcorn, have the ice cream. Enjoy yourself." And it was fun. But now something like that for a family of four, like Devil says, that's not $100, that's $200 if the kids want all that shit. On top of the tickets alone. The tickets alone are almost probably $100 for 2 adults and 3 kids.
Talking about gas, getting there and getting back home as well.
Yeah. Especially if it's a ride, if it's a trip. I mean, right now, my local multiplex, it's 10 minutes away. If I want to have to go see something maybe for the channel, it's not a big schlep. I can just boop, I'm there in a minute. I know the roads that are the quickest way there. But most people, maybe you got to go 30 minutes. And that's an hour back and forth. That's half a tank of gas, man. That's a quarter tank, half a tank of gas.
Yeah.
So the experience is done. There's no excitement, there's no fun, and there's no reward. What's the reward? Disney's going to preach at you for two and a half hours, trying to indoctrinate your kids. You're going to get this movie, a pointless movie.
Yeah,
We're going to get Joker
essentially.
2
And
in a little bit.
Yeah,
No,
this
go
used
ahead.
to be going to theater used to be a luxury. It used to be like you're saying, an escape and a fun event, and now it's just an ordeal. It's out of the way. It's not necessary. For myself personally, I don't drive. My nearest theater is about a 40-minute walk from where I live.
Jeez.
Right. So if the weather's shit, like it was in November when fucking Godzilla -1 came here, it's fucking rough getting there and getting back. I gotta be able to clear my whole fucking night to go see a movie.
It's no realistic expectations of a good time anymore, because you're not guaranteed a good movie, and most of the time the movie's spoiled for you in the entire trailer these days. These trailers just
Oh
they
yeah.
show you the whole thing. There's no surprise. There's no thing, and now because of certain laws, they can't even lie to you in a trailer anymore. They can't show you shit that's not in the movie, or maybe it's been taken out, because that's false advertising. They they know exactly what people want. And by they, I mean Hollywood. They know exactly what would actually put butts in seats, but they can't work the indoctrination into that stuff. So they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. And therefore, the theater experience, I will say it, it's dead, because nobody really wants to go anymore. Nobody's excited to go. And this year, there's nothing. Next year, there's going to be a whole slog of horrible, horrible movies next year. That some of them I can't
And
wait for.
what do you
Like,
want to bet?
no, go ahead.
What
Go
do you
ahead.
want to bet that they receive another bailout to keep the industry limping along, to keep the theater industry limping along, because nobody's actually going to see this stuff anymore. It ain't like we're all locked down either. We're choosing not to.
Yeah, yeah. We're logging in to play games. We're staying at home watching old shit. We're going into our collections to watch stuff. That's where we are.
Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, check out my gaming channel at Renaissance Nerd Arcade, and follow me on X Twitter under @TheRedNerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.